You probably all remember the spring of last year. Back then, Western officials, led by the United States, said only one thing: Russia would soon collapse and that Putin had already lost by deciding to declare war on Western values and his aspirations to expel the Western military from Ukraine. However, more than a year has passed and Russia has not only withstood the confrontation with the West on the battlefield, but also proved that its economy is much stronger and steadfast than what Western propaganda described to us, stating for decades that the Russian economy is much weaker than the economies of even the poorest European countries. Over time, it becomes clear who was lying and who was telling the truth. So, a few days ago, the head of the Office of Sanctions Coordination in the Biden administration, James O'Brien, said that Western sanctions have failed to destroy the Russian economy. He made this statement at a Senate Foreign Relations Committee hearing. According to him, the Russian economy has turned out to be very stable, and that Russia can support itself for a very long time, even being in complete isolation. The only thing that Western sanctions have achieved is the beginning of the process of reducing the Russian economy, which will lead to its decline by only 20% by 2030, James O'Brien said. However, for some reason, the head of the Office of Sanctions Coordination in the Biden administration, James O'Brien, refused to say that due to the sanctions policy of the West, by 2030, the economy of not only Russia, but also all Western countries, including the United States, will shrink. Meanwhile, on the Ukrainian field of confrontation, Russia's opponents began attacking each other, accusing each other of weakness before Russia's actions. Of course, everything that is happening causes joy in Moscow, and the Kremlin looks with great pleasure at how the West and the Ukrainian authorities blame each other for all their failures. So, today, one of the most main Russophobes of Ukraine, advisor to the head of the office of the Ukrainian president, Mikhail Podolyak, in an interview with journalists, frankly stated that Russia, by not allowing foreign ships to enter the ports of Ukraine, demonstrably humiliated and brought to its knees not only the collective West led by the United States, but also the rest of the world. Russians do what they want. They dispose of the Black Sea as they please. This is blatant lawlessness. Russia has brazenly declared that it will sink any vessel that tries to enter the ports of Ukraine. This is a real spit in the face of not only the United States, but also the European Union, Mikhail Podolyak said. The advisor to the head of the office of the Ukrainian president also added that he was completely disappointed in international law, and that he did not expect the United States and European Union would turn a blind eye to such humiliation by Russia. Well, my dear friends, seeing that the Ukrainian authorities have begun to blame their Western patrons for all the failures, indicates that Russia is doing everything right, and that the end of the current conflict is approaching its logical conclusion.